Yo, and I'm back. This shit is crazy. I got a special guest for y'all tonight. It's dope to be able to sit down with people that you grew up with, people that you know from the soil, from the sandbox, and to see the transitions that we all go through in life, and to overcome and to be in a place that's from like where she just put it in our conversation before we started this interview. She said she just doing her right now. She betting on herself, and that's just amazing because when I turn y'all on to who she is, she's done so much, from dancing to solo artist to group artist to philanthropy to big homie to sister to auntie to cousin to friend to she's done so much for so many people, and it's just refreshing to hear her tell me that I'm betting on myself, and I think it's dope. She's been one of the trendsetters, one of the people who set a whole lot of standard for what we do out here, you know, from the beginning though, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just somebody who just popped up and said, hey, I'm a rapper, hey, I'm a dancer, hey, I'm a this or that, but somebody who was part of the foundation of building so that we can be rappers and be dancers and be all of these things. She works with the city. She's done many things to help kids. She's done many things to help people out there just in need. She's a dope person. So I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, you know, let me get you in here. When can I get the interview? She's like, anytime. Just straight up. Anything I've ever asked her for, she's always been down. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate her for that. And I could just go on and on. I could do my own interview about her. You know what I'm saying? I could just sit here and I could tell you all about her. We used to skate around Skate World holding hands when our certain song came on. We used to be waiting. I used to be in the projects. I used to be waiting on the van to go skating because I knew I was gonna bump into her and we was gonna get to skate around Skate World and hold hands. Like, that shit was dope to me back then. But that being said, I want y'all to help me welcome into this FREEZ TV world one of the queens of Arizona, one of the people that, if you know Pooch, she passed the baton to this queen. Like, this is one of them ones that if you don't know, y'all need to be tapping in. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring her in. So at this time, y'all help me welcome to our world and our universe and this little algorithm that we live in, Miss Ditta Juan.
Hello.
Give me some love. How you been, girl?
Oh my goodness, I'm good.
What
man.
you got going on?
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. A lot. Like I said, betting on me.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
It's finally time for me to bet on.
Let's take it back to the beginning so the people can understand who you betting on.
Right, I'm betting on Ditta Juan. I'm somebody who started a dance crew back in the days at Harmon Park. You know, because let me go from here. Coco, which is Kim Hunter, and he's known out here also. He started at Harmon Park, but then Desert West was built. So they had to come get the best and take him over there to Desert West, and he built you already know, we know what he built. But yes, so then I'm like, they took everything from us. So I'm like, well, I'm going to start my own. I was 12 years old when I started the dance crew at Harmon Park, but I was already in a group with my sisters that people didn't know about doing the music also. So it was always the balance of that. And then that's where I'm at, you know what I mean? That's where it started.
What was that like back then? Like, a lot of people now, they don't really
realize what we went through.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, we were catching the bus to talent shows, and back then, that's when that gang banging was really gang banging, and it was hard. So that was something to keep us out the streets, and I wasn't realizing that at 12, you know, because we'll be up there all day practicing every day. We went from Harmon Park to the Valley Christian Center, then we'll go to the, you know, Boys and Girls Club, then right back to Harmon. You know, it just was stuff like that. They had a lot more for us too to do back then. You know, once they started taking the talent shows away, you remember us going swimming the teen nights at different parks. You'll go to a different park every different month. They have it hosted at a different park. So it was things like that that kept us out, and I was a big part of that because I had kept it going at Harmon Park. They used to shut down the what y'all see now with DD4L, they used to shut down the gym for me, you know what I mean, at 12, you know, to let me have all the girls. And it started with the girls, and the boys started wanting to come join. Some of them came in there just to be managed and watch the girls, you know. But,
I used to. That's why I used to go.
man, I remember.
I'm going strictly to be managed. No other reason.
They always won when he would take his little shirt off, because he was like the only boy with all them girls around him, and they made him always the center of attention. We danced against each other, all that too.
Yeah.
So it was funny. They used to do stuff like that. But yeah, things like that is where it started. But, you know, and then it just kept going. You know, I never quit. I never gave up. You know, then the music just became, you remember we were the kids in the clubs doing the songs, going with all the adults and stuff like that. So
What
thanks
made
to
you want
Adi, though.
Adi, shout out, rest in peace,
Yes,
Adi, man.
rest in
She was
peace,
like,
Adi.
she was one of, we spoke about her on one of these, I don't forget who I was interviewing, but her name came up. She was special.
Yes. She started, if they think about it, she started the 18 and up thing. She put that gate in there. She started putting that gate up and the lit 18
And let you
up.
do your side.
Man.
Hey, speaking of 18 and up, before we keep going on this interview, I want to give a shout out to D. Grayhouse. Because D. Grayhouse, when they talk about promoters and all this stuff that's going on out here, he never gave up on the 18 and up. He never gave up on this crowd. And he promotes like Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
That got
Sunday.
his name out there.
Like,
You
yeah,
know, remember
and-
he came and did the first.
Yeah, he's done a lot of shit. He's dope. So, back to you. What made you start rapping?
Well, like I said, my big sister, Leilani, you know what I mean? Her and my big brother, Jermon, you know, from Detroit, big time. They used to always be rapping and stuff, and then Leilani started our first group. It was me, her, and my sister, Rhonda. We was CVC, Out Cold Queens. And, you know, the CVC was for chocolate, vanilla, and caramels. It's just so funny. So to think about it, you know, so that's where it started. And then, you know, my sister and them was just doing it for hobby. I loved it. So I just kept doing it and started writing for myself by the time I was 11. And that's when I started rapping, and, you know.
And I'm asking you these
Started.
questions because there's so many girls out there now who repping Phoenix and they like, oh, I'm gonna put Phoenix on, I'm gonna do, but they not realizing that it's people like Pooch, Ditta, Don Juan, Mistress. It's different people who have already put Phoenix on.
Right.
All
and
they
it
can
just-
do is just take it to the next level. But
There it
it's
is. There
so
it is there. Because I watched, that's what Pooch really inspired me. You know, you got to give it to her because she's one of the reasons we got MLK here. MLK March here. I watched her down when they used to have it at the Capitol, when we marched down to the Capitol and seen her on stage. I'm like, oh man, she hard. You know, she was rapping for, trying to get us MLK Day out here. And so it was like, right from there, and then ghetto government, you know, we were the first ghetto government. It was us with SIBO, you know, as a, you know, with the music. It wasn't a dance crew at the time. It started off with the music. You know, we was us. It's like SIBO went and got a lot of different people, different groups, just put us all together and said we was ghetto government. You
Yeah.
know, stuff like that.
I think about ghetto government all the time. Like, I damn near want to know who I need to talk to bring it back. Like,
Man.
ghetto government need to still be represented.
Man,
Like,
you know,
them
Pooch and
double
SIBO
G's
was the
need to be
two.
somewhere. Like,
Man.
that's crazy. But, so you say your sisters is who, like, got you locked in on the music,
And my brother.
and your brother.
Yeah, I gotta give it my brother because he the one got us all on it.
But who got you into bars? Like, you can really write bars. Like, you can
My
really
brother,
rap. Like, you can
because
really write.
this is what I did. This what made me start writing. This how I learned how. That's why I said at 11 is when I first started writing my own music, was because when I was like 10, like Leilani started our group when I was like 9. When I was 10, I wrote my brother, like, man, I need a rap. Because, you know, back then, it's like I said, gang banging and all that young. I'm writing my brother, like, I need a rap. You know, they be doing these rap things, you know, because every time I used to go up to, it was this place called Sundowns. They used to be rapping in there. So I'm like grabbing the mic, but I'm always doing the rap, that, you know what I'm saying, my sister wrote me. So I had my brother write me one. And he wrote one. I told him about my life and this is what's going on down here right there at the time. He wrote it for me. So then when I'm like, okay, so this is how you do it. I just got to rhyme this like this and just tell the truth. And that's why it's like, just tell the truth. And that's what happened. You know, because I've noticed that when I used to try to write something that wasn't real, you know what I mean, it would take me, I'm like, this don't, and you can't feel it. I can't feel it. So you gotta be real, good, bad, and ugly.
That's dope. What took you, so like in the music, you dancing, then you get more into music with your sisters and your brother. What made you just take it there? Like just keep going to where you started? Am I moving too fast? Did I leave a gap in there? Because there was a lot of performing, there was a lot of grinding going on in there.
Yes.
And then out of nowhere, you just was like the sensei. Like you turned into Bruce Lee. Like
it was Adi. It was Adi. Adi is who put that in me like that to where, all right, I'm going to do this for real. Because I used to do it all the time in the hood. Nobody knew but my homies and stuff like that, because they'd be, kick one, you know, and stuff like that. And I'll rap, like I said, up in Sundowns all the time. But then when Adi started letting us do shows, and then I just started bringing everybody with me, like, man, is this lady letting us do these shows over there? We ain't even old enough to get in the club. But she'll let us do it because it was me, Pooh Bear. We used to have this Tamarcus, Rafe. I don't want to leave nobody out, but all of us used to be up there, and I was the only girl, and we used to play them tapes, and I used to get them up. You know what I mean? So it's like that's when I was learning that I'm really good. You know, I'm cold. You know, because the homies didn't even want to go up against me.
No, you're really good.
You know what I mean?
You've always been
man. That's when I
skilled with the pen.
I seen it because the truth will set you free. I promise you, and it feel good to talk about everything because that's where I was closed at. I was just, if you really listen to my music and you go way back, you'll see the growth. You'll see me grow through my music. When you'll know when I was banging, because if I was banging, like I tell you what I said, I was never a gang banger. I banged the gang, you know, because that's what it was back then. You know, it's just stuff like that. So it's like, it went from that and you see me grow and come out of that and see, it was like, it's nothing wrong representing where you come from, but when it come to that bullshit, it's enough for me.
What is it like being a girl and all of that though?
It's hard because a lot of them, if you don't have your own mind, because that's the whole point. I've always had my own mind. I've always spoke my mind. No matter what was going on, I didn't live in fear when I was involved in that. You know what I mean? And it was a lot of, I went wherever I wanted to go because I was real with people. I've saved lives in a lot of this, you know. And it didn't matter. I grew up with a lot of people over there on the south side. I remember when it wasn't none of that. That's what I'm saying. South side, east side. We used to go back and forth. It's crazy because we'll be having parties with each other and then we'll be shooting at each other next weekend. You know what I'm saying? And then we back partying again like nothing ever happened. Because it was all a, you know, mind control type shit. You know what I mean? Just to say, you know, we didn't have a lot of people to look up to like that. That's why I always tell them, like I said, I wish I had a me for me. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Because I had to be my own me for me. You know what I mean? Like, to learn, that shit ain't cool.
Yeah, but speak on that, like,
was.
speak on that, because I tell my little homies all the time, like, I wish I had a FREEZ when I was coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's dope that you even say that, because that's something I say all the time.
Right.
But I want you to speak to more so being a female.
Right.
And the challenges that you got to overcome, whether it be sexual advances, whether it be niggas thinking you not hard enough, or people thinking your bars ain't written by you.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Like,
I heard all of that. Everything you just said, I went through all of that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you're supposed to be, I'm on one mindset with these niggas. I'm sorry, not like that, but I'm on one mindset when I'm going in and I'm trying to work. A lot of people, I couldn't stand they want to party all the time before we even working. I could party too, but I want to work, you know, and a lot of them come saying like, you know, oh, I want to do this, I want to work with you, I want to do this, but I'm not playing. I'm for real about this. I'm trying to work, and you know what I'm saying? Let's work and then party. We can still party while he mixing, doing that. So it's like a lot of stuff like that. So then that's when I start getting the reputation of I'm a bitch, you know, because I ain't got time for that, or I'm Hollywood. It was not really I'm a bitch. It was really I'm Hollywood. No, I ain't Hollywood. I ain't got no Hollywood money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to get. So it wasn't just about that. It's that I love what I do. And a lot of people didn't take it. You know, a lot of people, it's a hobby to them. And it ain't blood, sweat, and tears that they went through for this. You know, the no's and the, you know, the cheating. You know, when you in talent shows or you do these shows, because it's so many things that we could talk about, you know, that I can't, you know, I'm not trying to go back in the past, but so many of those, like you said, being a woman, it's even harder because when you talking and you telling these men this stuff, they taking, oh, bitch, stay in your place type shit, and they ain't, no, I'm being real with you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? This is some real shit. Listen to me. You know, I'm like, I know what I'm talking about too, because I'm a woman. I'm going through it. You know what I'm saying? And I know. So different little things where you got to prove yourself, or they trying to sleep with you, and if you don't sleep with them, then they don't want to work with you. Then it's like they hold on to your music, and it's just all kind of stuff like that that I've had to go through, you know, or they steal your music, you know. So I went through a lot of that too. But going to your workshop before, I heard it from Nip, I heard it from you when it was the copyrights and all that different stuff. I went and did all that. So now, like I said, I ain't trying no more. I'm doing it. It's doing what it's supposed to do. That's all I'm saying, is doing what it's supposed to do. And thanks to TikTok. Because TikTok.
You've been going crazy on TikTok. We're going to talk about TikTok, then we're going to get back into the interview. What made you jump on the TikTok and just go crazy on TikTok?
Because I seen what it was doing for a lot of other people, you know what I mean? That was, you know, like even artists that's already in the industry, especially when Corona hit and all that, quarantining and all that shit. So once that hit, that's when I seen a lot of people was going on there. And so I'm like, man, I should have been doing this, because I was doing it. I didn't know it was, but they changed the name. What was it called? The old thing it was that where you was doing that? Musically. I was already doing Musicallys, but it wasn't as intense as TikTok. When TikTok came out, I'm like, oh, I could be me, like show different parts of me. So it started growing, like I said, even now. So then I started putting my music on there, and they fucking with me, you know what I mean? And it's helping with our streams and things like that. And then they seeing my personality, my funny side, stuff that a lot of people never saw, so they don't, you know.
I'm telling you, I was watching your shit the other day. You was like, here, I'm watching the game. Here, y'all watch the game. I'll be back. I'm gonna come back, and then when you could, I said, man, this girl is crazy.
For real, just be real with them. Like I said, the truth. You just gotta be you. And like I said, I give them bits and parts of me, you know, because you never give nobody everything. But I let them see it's more to me than this rap, that hardcore rap. That's all y'all know about is that, because that was in the beginning. But a lot of the stuff that I'm putting out is stuff I've been sitting on for years, and I got new music. So it's like if they just listen, they'll see my growth.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Now let's get back into the interview. Being a female MC, how did you decide or navigate being sexy, being looked at as a sex symbol, but not being ratchet?
Because I was raised by my dad. My dad, I was raised by a man, and you know, so he taught me a lot, you know, and I knew what it was. That's where Juan come from. He called me that. My homies called me Ditta. So I just put it together when my dad passed. But from seeing my dad and seeing things he's done, good, bad, and ugly, I learned from that, you know. And he put fear in me. You know, I was scared of my dad. That's why I wasn't having sex when my friends was. You know, motherfuckers said a lot of stuff about me, but people who knew, they knew I wasn't, I was too scared. My dad had me. That's why I tell him all the time, I come from the humping era. I was humping. Don't ever get it twisted. You know,
you was humping.
I was humping. I was humping. That's why my first little boyfriend, messed with two of my friends because they was fucking, and I was.
You was humping, they was fucking.
Right. It'd be funny because he'd talk about that to this day. You know what I mean? Like, man. But, but that's when it's like, it's just crazy, like how that stuff go like that.
So how do you feel about these younger artists now feeling like that's the only route that they can take? When you took bars, you took
right. It's like I said, you gotta balance. That's all I tell them, because it's cool. We talk, we have sex. That's how they get here. It's good to talk about it, but is that all you got? It's like they showing that's all they got to offer is sex, and a lot of times it ain't no good. Is what I hear from. I really was the homegirl that hung around the homeboys too here. I heard the way they talked about bitches. I heard the way, so that's how I knew. Like, I ain't gonna be like her. I really didn't have a lot of females to look up to like that. That's what I'm saying. It was my dad and me hanging around dudes, and I played sports. I did everything. I've always used all my talents. You get what I'm saying? And I knew that was
How important is that for a child or a growing person to tap into all of their talents?
Man, it take you believing in you, and I've always believed in me. You know what I mean? I've always been like that. You know what I mean? It's like knowing yourself, knowing who you are, being able to go through stuff and still keep going. Because it's like a lot of stuff. I'm human, just like everybody. We're human, and a lot of people want to put off these personas, and they can't speak. They can't even be themselves. Like right now, it's like that's the thing, to try to be somebody else. That's why I stand out still, because I'm still me. I'm not trying to do what everybody else doing. Like you said, I set trends. You know what I mean? I'm not finna be just following everything. Yeah, it's cool. Balance. Get some balance. Know who you are. Do what you gonna do. And you, like they say, it's a million studios, but what is yours doing that makes it you? You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, you own your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, you can do a lot of stuff if it's you. Don't be doing stuff just because everybody else doing it. And that's what a lot of them doing. A lot of them don't love what they do. You don't have no heart in it. It's no honor in that. You know what I mean? So it's like you're just a bunch of copycats. Remember Bookie's song?
Yeah, copycats.
It's just a bunch of copycats.
Who do you think inspires you?
Well, like I said, my Pooch was an inspiration. My big sister, my big brother, you know what I mean? Of course, Yo-Yo's, the Lady of Rages, the Queen Latifah, like everybody. I've always lived Janet Jackson.
But not just in music. Who are your inspirations?
Anita Norman. She's the lady who, I met an Asian lady from Harmon Library. She's the one who put me in my first on stage at the Civic Plaza performance as acting, because that's another thing I love to do. You know what I mean? She put me on the stage. We used to do the clowns, going around to different libraries, and she the one first taught me about saving pennies. She used to have big old things of canisters of pennies, like this would be $1 million, this right here, you know what I mean? She was like, don't ever look over pennies. She was just a good Asian lady. She the one put me through school. Miss Kinsley, she's the one put me in gymnastics. My teacher, Miss Kinsley, she's my inspiration also. I wanted to be Dominique Dawes before, but I got out of that. Like I said, I've always
using all your talents.
All my talents, you know what I mean? But those type of people were my inspirations, and it was, like I said, I've had Asian, white, Mexican women, you know what I mean? All kind of people.
I'm not trying to make this like a women empowerment show, but I just want to focus on the importance of strong women.
Yes. And
strong women being kind of like a conduit or direction for other younger, strong women who are growing up. That's why I want to interview you, because I feel like me and your interview would be different than some of the interviews. Like, I was doing a little homework. I'm looking at the stuff you've done and interviews and stuff, but ain't nobody really touching the essence of how dope you are. Ain't nobody really letting the world or letting just the city or their neighborhood or whatever know that it's really a Wonder Woman in our city.
Right.
It's really a woman that
can bang
her, you know, like, no, because you've been that.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's just knowing it. That's all it is. It's knowing it. It's not being cocky. It's being confident. And a lot of people can't be that because they worried about what everybody else saying. I show you. You know what I'm saying? I've showed you my work. You know, you can see it. I always say I could die today and I'll be a legend. You know what I mean? Because, and it's true. It's like I ain't got to have a big-ass bank account to be a legend. You know what I mean? Look what I've done. You know what I mean? It's so many people I've saved, and I'm happy about that, and I know it's the creator. It ain't me. It's my creator who let me be able to do all this. And I always say I'm the sunshine to light the moon. You know what I mean? It's a lot of darkness I've been through, but I'm able to keep going through that and shine my light. And that's what I understand. Hey, singing in church, that helped. This little light of mine, I'm letting it shine.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, that's
Let me
dope.
shine my light.
Shoot,
That's it. We all have it.
I got a lot of daughters. They need to hear this.
Right.
They need to see.
Be you.
Yeah, they need to see
at
this.
all times.
All of these little girls, some of these old ass women, some of these grandmas need to see this. You know what I mean? Like they still living in a fairy tale. But anyway, let's get back to the music. So, when did you decide to start Beyond Platinum, or how did that happen? How did you guys end up linking up, or how did that even come about? And I'm speaking on Beyond Platinum because that's a group that you've been a part of for 10 plus years, like for a long time, 15 years or whatever, like so.
Past that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't have that name at the time. That's all. It's because we went through so many different, well, we was just calling ourselves. Is you talking about beginning of Beyond Platinum?
Yeah.
It was
I just want you to speak about Beyond Platinum,
okay,
how
well,
it started, how it became so big,
right?
And
okay,
you know what's going on with it today.
Well, we were named Beyond Platinum by my brother October. Rest in peace. That's who named us Beyond Platinum.
October passed away. You know, I just posted a clip from a long time ago with him and Double O Psycho in the studio from a long time ago when he was putting together the Mr. Okrazona project.
Mr. Okrazona.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he passed away, yes.
Well, I just dropped a clip on my YouTube. Right now, it's a clip on my YouTube that I just, maybe 2 months ago, I dropped it or whatever. And it was just old because I'm digging in the crates.
Right.
So that's why I was telling you, you asked about that other footage.
I'm about to drop his, and I'm about to drop his CD.
Crates.
You know what I mean? I'm about to drop his CD because, you know, we got music we did before he passed, and, you know, we got the music from way back, so we doing his, and we're naming it that, Mr. Okrazona.
Yeah.
You know, drop it on Beyond Platinum because he named us that. You know what I mean? We used to go by Ditta and Mistress. This is before my father passed. That's why I was just Ditta. It was Mistress. When my father passed, I put the Don Juan on there. So that's where Ditta Don Juan come from. But we started, Keisha came to the dance troupe. She used to go to school with my little cousin Tamara. And then she came to the dance troupe, joined the dance troupe, and I seen that she can rap too. Because I was just doing it by myself. And I'm like, girl, come on, you need to do a group. And that's where we started to do the rapping together and stuff like that. And then that's when Adi, like I said, Adi came in the picture. We started going over there to Adi, doing them shows. And then that's when we did our first interview at Adi's. Somebody interviewed us and we just, oh my God, we loved it in front of that camera. And it was over. And that's when we started the group. And then, you know, things happened. We was both going different ways. I'll just say that. We both was going different ways, and I had a conversation with her and was like, I want to do this because I'm trying to do this and you trying to do that. Let's just do our own thing. It was always together, but we can do our own thing, you know. But, you know, when people get in your head, all that stuff started happening, and then we broke up, and then we tried to come back together when Toad passed away. That's what put us back together, trying it again. We was able to get another album because if you think about it, all that time that me and her did music together, we never did a video together. We never put our music really out. We just did it. We was in every studio, recording. We had a CD, but we didn't have nothing out because, you know, we didn't have it like that. But even when we came back together, that's what I was trying to start doing, but I don't know what happened. You'll have to ask her that. So I just kept doing what I do, like always. I'm gonna keep going. Like, ain't nothing gonna stop me, especially not now, because I'm betting on me now.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about nobody else. You know, like you can leave, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm betting on me.
So now, now that you've gotten past Beyond Platinum, what is it now? It's just Ditta Don Juan?
Oh, it's Beyond Platinum still. Me and my niece, and we do it now. Me and my niece rap together, Kay Renee. So we do our own thing, and we doing what I was trying to do with her. We do that. So she doing her own thing. Big up Kay Renee, you know, and then we do Beyond Platinum. We got some songs we finna drop too. Still under Beyond Platinum. Beyond Platinum still going. That's the brand. And then I got Ditta Don Juan. I have my own too. And she got Kay Renee.
That's dope. That's dope. That's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? That's
Migos Jackson this thing. My niece Jewel Lovely, she do it too. King Kels right over there behind the camera, he do it too. My daughter Layla, she do her thing too. So it's like we just doing it as a family, and it's working. You know what I mean? We got videos coming, dropping, and stuff like that. He does all that. He's our manager. I had to wait for my nephew to turn 18 to become my manager. But he's working. He know what he's doing. Yeah, remember that. King Kels.
Is it anybody that you listening to locally? Any females that you got your ear to? Anybody that you like that you said that she's pretty good, or that's interesting, or anything catch your attention?
No, I'm seeing a lot of things out there, but I'm not listening right now. To be funny, when I'm working on me, I ain't got time to be listen to nobody. I was in the studio. Matter of fact, I finally came outside the other day and went to a thing they had at Song Lab. They had a get together with they was trying to cross all talents, like from podcasts, gamers, artists, engineers. Everybody was going through there, and there was a couple of girls in there, you know, they was going off, you know what I mean, in the studio. So, and I'm sorry I can't remember y'all names, but them two girls, they know y'all, they was at the Song Lab. They had bars, you know what I mean, they sound good.
That's dope. That's dope.
That, but I just listen to my nieces, you know what I mean, really, and us, because I'm trying to, we doing our thing. Like you said, we ain't trying no more, we doing our things.
Yeah, you doing your thing.
So, so I really don't have the time for it, but if you come across and, you know,
That's interesting. So, if somebody want to reach out to you, if somebody want to link up with you, if somebody want to feature, if somebody wants some mentorship, if somebody just wants somebody to talk to, how do they reach out? How do they find you?
Anything that I have, any of my, you know, DMs, what they say, the DM, go to our Beyond Platinum page, you know what I mean? My email, Ditta Don Juan. Everything is Ditta Don Juan. You can even DM me in my TikTok, you know what I mean? Go on my TikTok live and talk to me. Talk to me, say, hey, I want to talk to you. And we can go off and talk like that too. I do all that, you know what I mean? I'll be real with the people, you know, when they for real, when they trying to really, you know, because like I said, we talk about depression. I just like lost my fiance. So it's like grief is something that we talking about now.
I'm sorry to hear
things
that.
like that, yeah. So, you know, we doing all that. That's what we doing. So, in anyway, Instagram, they get to me. Ditta Don Juan, Beyond Platinum. What is it? The YouTube. All that. Just any way you can get to me. Just like
Man, that's crazy. Like, how do you manage all of that in dealing with all of these emotions?
The music.
Doing the music and still be a mama.
Because it's like my baby grew up in this, you know, so it's in her too. You know what I mean? It's nothing forced, nothing like that. She loves what she doing. She's smart, you know what I mean? And she used, since 1 year old, she told me she been here before. So now with what we going through, I know that because she's stronger than me, you know what I mean? And it's like, I know it's only the creator, you know, it's only my creator. That's the only reason I'm able to. Like I said, I'm just getting back outside. You know, I've been doing a lot of stuff like I'm still quarantining. You know what I mean? And then you catch me for some family stuff. I'll go with my niece and them out, you know, this, that. But it's nothing like it was. And it's like, so my daughter, you know, she's been my rock right now. And it's like, I'm able to do it because I've did it. If you think, I've been doing it since I was 12. I've been having to deal with kids' emotions and stuff with me being a kid, so I learned how to. You know what I mean? Because it was like, shit. I think this is just what he chose for me to do. You know what I mean? To be able to help people to get through pain. You know what I mean? Because I've been through a lot of it. But I'm able to still smile, so I know it's, you know, So,
You gonna keep pushing. You got
keep
any?
pushing. That's all I know is one foot in front of the other.
You got any shout outs? Anybody you wanna holler at? Anybody you wanna say what's up to or something before we get out of here?
I just want to say what's up to everybody. I stopped doing the names because, ooh, y'all just don't know how that had people call the studios on me for forgetting their names and, you know, stuff like that. It's funny. You already know who you is. I told you this the other day. But yeah, I just can't. I just shout out to everybody. You know, it's all love. You know what I mean?
The music. Where can they get the music?
On all platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music. You know, everything. DistroKid. Everything, all platforms. That's all I'm saying.
Anything
Ditta,
you want.
Juan, Beyond Platinum.
Anything you want them to go get right now. Anything that you focused on right now. Any singles and
Yes. Go get Flesh versus Spirit, and go get Street Stories.
So what's Flesh? I like that Flesh versus Spirit. Speak on that. What is that song about?
That is, it's actually an album. It's one side is flesh and one side is spirit, and it's like you'll understand like from my flesh side when I be, you know, talking that crazy shit. You'll know my flesh from my spirit. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah.
Just go listen to it. That's
And
on
you
all
said the other
platforms.
one's called Street Stories?
Street Stories. That's my fiance. I put it out because we also did music together, but he just was afraid of the stage, so that's why, you know, I was the only one who got him to do one show, you know, a couple of shows actually too. But yeah, we put his music out. We got more coming for Street Stories.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
that's
dope.
exactly.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I really appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? This is big.
Yes.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey. Y'all know what it is, man. I told you I got super friends. My friends is like the Avengers. If I want to call them out, I can call them out. I got Storm, I got Superman, I got Spider-Man, I got some cold motherfuckers I can call out. You feel me? But remember though, all the merch is for sale. You know, I'd rather take the real hate over the fake love any day. Just, you know, so we got the merch, we got the hats, we got a bunch of shit going on. Tap in, see what we got going on. But before I get out of here, y'all already know the routine. Today will soon be two things. Today will soon be tomorrow, and today will soon be yesterday. Soak on that for a minute. And as you move into your tomorrow, make sure you make sure you don't have no regrets. Make sure when you get to tomorrow, you're not thinking about shit you should have did yesterday. We going that way. You know what I'm saying? So just stay focused, go hard, stay committed. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. For the 2022, you have to stay committed to the commitment. Whatever commitments you make in life, commit yourself to the commitment. Try that shit for about 2-3 days in a row. You tell somebody you're gonna do something, do it. And watch how you feel about yourself. Your chest gonna start sticking out. Your back gonna start straightening up. And the people who fuck with you gonna start fucking with you on a whole nother level. Cause they gonna be like, damn, that nigga been doing everything he say he gonna do. Just do that. You go hard. Shout out Beyond Platinum, Miss Don Diva, motherfucking Ditta Don Juan for coming in, sitting down with me, chopping it up with me. Your sisters, your brother, shout out motherfucking your pops, rest in peace. Shout out everybody who's made this woman who she's become. She's dope. And let's celebrate her. You know what I'm saying? Because it all started with us skating around Skate World. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with your boy, man. I'm out. Peace.